Hi students, good morning. At first I introduce myself. This is Venkatesh. I am your chemistry faculty. I feel very happy to teach you. Now I am going to give a brief lecture about periodic classification of elements. We know that today 118 elements are there, but in this 118 elements, 9 to 10 elements are naturally occurs. The remaining elements are what will be there. They are artificially and man-made. In this 118 elements, we have observed that one metals are there, non-metals are there, semi-metals are there, noble gases are there. Why this classification of elements is needed? What is the purpose of periodic classification? That means the classification of elements means a systematic grouping of elements based on their similarities in their properties is called classification of elements. I will give one example you can easily understand. For suppose we have take the elements A, B, C, D, E. For suppose unknown elements these are. If you know the properties of this A element, physical properties, chemical properties, if you know that one, obviously we can know the properties of B, C and D. That means if you understanding the property of one element A, obviously we don't need to remember these element properties, because what the properties of A, the same properties are belongs to B, C, D. Then it is very easy to understand the elements compositions, preparations, physical properties, chemical properties, applications and uses. That purpose we need a classification of elements. That means a systematic grouping of elements based on their similarities in their properties. That one is called classification of elements. What is the purpose of periodic classification of element means? The main purpose is to learn the properties of all the known elements. How many elements are there? I had already told you 118 elements are there. So to learn the properties of all the known elements with least effort, that purpose we need periodic classification. Otherwise it is very difficult. Each element preparations, physical properties, chemical properties, uses, applications means our lifespan is not supported. That purpose to learn the properties of all the known elements with least effort we need periodic classification. I hope that you can understand this one. After that, history of the periodic table you should observe. History of periodic table. Generally, all the earlier classifications were made by Dauberniers, Doberaners, as well as Newlands, as well as Mendeleevs. All these earlier classifications were made by based on atomic weights or atomic mass, because weight is nothing but we are considered as a mass. That's why I have written like that. You have to use the word atomic mass or atomic weight. If you take Daubernier triads law is depend upon atomic mass, Newlands octaves law depends upon atomic mass, Mendeleev's periodic table is also depend upon atomic mass. These three theories are very popular in the periodic table. Okay, I hope that have you clear this one concept. First one we have to learn what it is. Daubernier's triads law. What is the meaning of triad? Triad means what it is? Three elements arranged in one row. That is called triad. Did you understand that one? What is triad? Three elements are arranged in one row. That is called triad. But what I am saying that one here, Daubernier's triads law. What is Daubernier's triads law? What it will explains. If you take triads law, for suppose we take the elements X, Y, Z. We take the triad. Triad means three elements are arranged in one row. What is the purpose? If you take like this, these three are having similar physical properties and similar chemical properties. If you know the properties of X, obviously we can know the properties of Y and Z. Triad's law means the average atomic weight of or atomic mass of average atomic mass or average atomic weight of first element and third element. This is approximately or exactly equal to atomic weight of middle element. What is the middle element here? You know that one, Y. So that means the average atomic weight of first and third is nearly equal to atomic weight of middle element. For understanding purpose, I will give one example. You can easily understand this one. If you take here, have you look at the diagram? What will be there? Dobony triads are there. For suppose this is X, this is Y, this is Z. This is one triad. Obviously, you should observe here. This is 1, this is 2, this is 3. This is also one triad. In the same manner, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1. These three are triads. That means they must be satisfied this law. What is the average atomic weight of first and third element is nearly equal to atomic weight of middle element. First one I will take example lithium, sodium, potassium. These are considered as a Dobony triads. These three are Dobony triads. Is it satisfy the condition? They are triads. They are not satisfied the condition. We should not consider as a triads. Well, if you take that one, first element what it is here? Lithium. Third element what it is? Potassium. That average you should observe here regarding to atomic weights, because Dobony triads law arranged the elements with respect to atomic weights, right? Lithium atomic weight how much will be there? 7. Potassium atomic weight how much? We know that 39 by 2. 7 plus 39 how much, Nana? 46 by 2. That means how much? 23. 23 is the atomic weight of which element in the periodic table? That is the atomic weight of sodium. 23 is the atomic weight of sodium. That means the average atomic weight of first and third element. Here first element lithium, potassium average atomic weight is approximately or exactly equal to atomic weight of middle element. That means they satisfies the Dobony triads law. So these are having similar physical properties as well as similar chemical properties. Do you understand? Good. After that we will take another example in the Dobony triads. The law, you know that one, what it is? The average atomic weight of first and third element is nearly equal to atomic weight of middle element. We will take another example for this. What it is? The second triad, calcium, strontium as well as barium. These are also Dobony triads. I said that one. But is it satisfied that condition or not? What the condition is? This one. Atomic weight of average atomic weight of first and third element nearly equal to or exactly equal to atomic weight of middle element. What is that one atomic weight? 40. What is this strontium atomic weight? 88. This is 88. This is the atomic weight 88. Barium atomic weight 137. Is there Dobony triads or not? Let's check that one. What is average atomic weight of first and third element? What are first and third elements are? Calcium plus barium by 2. Okay. Calcium atomic weight how much? 40. Barium atomic weight 137 by 2. 40 plus 137 means how much? 177 by 2. I hope that this is correct. 177 by 2. 137 plus 40, right. This value is how much will becomes? 88.50. That means this value how much? 88.5. The atomic weight of middle element how much? 88. 88 and 88.5 means it is approximately equal or not? It is equal to middle element. That's why this is satisfied Dobony triads law. So that's why these three elements are having similar physical properties and similar chemical properties. I hope that you understand these two definitions. If you have understand these two definitions, these two examples for suitable examples for this, you can easily know that one, the Daubernet triads of as well as which one? Okay, you will take another one is another Daubernet triad for last one. Chlorine, bromine, iodine. These are Daubernet triads. Chlorine atomic weight we know that 35.5. Bromine how much? 80. Iodine atomic weight is 127. Is it satisfied or not? Daubernet triads law. Once again check that one. Average atomic weight of first and third element. First element what anna? Chlorine. Third element what anna? Iodine. By 2. That average you should do that one. What will happen? 35.5, 127 by 2. 35.5 plus 127 means how much? 162.5 by 2. Is it correct? 127 plus 35.5 means 162.5. That means how much value will becomes? 81.25. Right. That means this atomic weight how much? Middle element 80. This value how much will becomes? 81.25. That means this is nearly equal to middle one or not? That's why it is approximately equal to atomic weight of which one? Bromine. Because bromine atomic weight 80. According to this mathematical calculation we will get how much? 81.25. That's why it is approximately equal to atomic weight of middle element. That's why chlorine, bromine, iodine also Daubernet triads. What is the use? These are Daubernet triads means they are having similar physical properties and similar chemical properties. That means if you know the properties of chlorine, obviously we can know the properties of bromine and iodine indirectly. So what will be there? Another one. I will simply write that one. You will do it that one in your home. Sulfur, selenium and tellurium. You will practice in your home this one. Sulfur atomic weights. I will mention here atomic weights. You will do that one. Sulfur 32. Selenium. If you take that one. Tellurium 127.5. This is I think 89. Understood or not? You will do this one in the your home. Let's practice that one. After that we will enter into another one. Newland's octaves law. Before the discussing about this Newland's octaves law, why the rejected the Daubernet triads law? You know that one failure of Daubernet triads law. Daubernet triads law is applicable for only few triads, limited triads. It does not applicable for more elements, more triads. It is applicable for limited triads. That's why another popular classification will become that is called Newland's octaves law. You know that one very well. Octaves. Okay, this oct means 8. You should know that one. This Newland's octave law also based on the increasing order of their atomic weights. If you know that one in initial class, what I am saying that one, Daubernet triads law, Newland's octaves law, Mendeleev's law, these three laws are based on atomic weights. I had already mentioned in the first class. Here you should observe that one. In the Newland's octaves law, also depends upon atomic weights. This law is mainly looking, it is similar like law of that of fundamental tone of music. It is compared to which one? Fundamental tone of music. We know this very well, this fundamental tone, what it is in the TVs and radios. We listen that one. Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni, Sa. Sa, Re, Ga, Ma, Pa, Da, Ni, Sa. Here first one what nana? Sa. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Eighth one what nana? Sa. First one Sa, eighth one Sa is repeated or not? In the same manner, have you look at that one screen? Here, first one word is, if you take that one. If you take here any element, if you take that one, first one you should observe that one. lithium, alkali metals, because this one will be starts from period table, alkali metals. First one what it is? Lithium. Eighth one what it is? Obviously 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you give this one first one, obviously what will happen? This is eighth one. That means all these three elements, lithium, sodium, potassium, is having a similar physical properties and similar chemical properties. If you take this one, beryllium, if you give the numbering 1, obviously magnesium will be given numbering how much? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That means first one, eighth one properties are similar. He said that one point. The properties of the eighth element starting from the first element was repeated like a fundamental tone of music. In the fundamental tone of music, have you seen this one? First one saw, eighth one saw, how it is repeated in the same manner. In this Newland's octaves law, the first element, eighth element properties are similar. In the same manner, if you take this one, this is first one, this is eighth one. That means these two elements properties are similar. Boron and aluminium. Obviously carbon and silicon, these two are having similar physical properties and chemical properties. As well as nitrogen and phosphorus, they are also having similar physical properties and chemical properties. As well as oxygen and sulfur, they are having similar physical properties and similar chemical properties. But he arranged these elements with respect to increasing order of their atomic weights. He is arranged these elements up to calcium. Up to how much this is? Up to calcium. Generally these are S block elements and P block elements. Scandium, after that one, 21 will be there. This is D block element. D block element properties are entirely different from S block and P block. That's why we should not take what it is, scandium here. He arranged the elements up to which one? Calcium. This limitation or failure, you should observe that one. Which failure, Nana? Newland's octaves law, when it was failed, means after the discovery of noble gases. After the discovery of noble gases, this classification has rejected. This classification, of course, was rejected. This classification was rejected. So, discovery of noble gases, why it is rejected? What is the reason? Generally, if you take that one, noble gases like neon, argon, like that. First one, you should give the numbering for this one. This one will, what will happen? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is gets eighth one. What will get? This is eighth one. That means these properties and these properties are dissimilar with each other. Understood or not? If you take this one, these properties and these properties are dissimilar with each other. That's why after the discovery of noble gases, this classification has no importance. This classification has no significance. I hope that did you understand this concept. What is Newland's octaves law means? Newland's is the scientist. He has arranged the elements with respect to increasing order of their atomic weights. You should observe that one. This compare with this one, this atomic weight is more. Compare with this one, this atomic weight is more. Compare with this one, this atomic weight is more. That means he arranged the elements increasing order of their atomic weights. And he said that one, the properties of the eighth element starting from the first element was repetition. It is compared to which one? Fundamental tone of music. In the fundamental tone of music, what will happen? First one saw and eighth one saw is repeated in the same manner. In this Newland's table, have you look at that one? The properties of eighth element, the properties of the first element was repeated. Why this classification has failed? Due to the reason, you know that after the discovery of noble gases, this classification has no priority, no significance. That's why it was rejected. I hope that do you understand this one? After that, what will be there? After that, you should observe that one, Lothar-Meyer curve. In this Lothar-Meyer curve, you should observe the graph here, what it will be there. Lothar-Meyer, he made a curve. He made a curve for which one to which one, Anna? This curve is atomic volume versus atomic mass or atomic weight. Atomic mass. So Lothar Meyers plot the graph from which one to which one means atomic volume and atomic mass. You know that one? If you take this one, this height we are called as this peak is called crest. Top of the peak we are called crest. You know that one in physics. This bottom we are called trough. You know this one? This is a fundamental idea in waves. This is crest part, this is trough part. Here you should observe that it's looking like a wave. This graph is looking like a wave. If you take like that, this peak of the curves is occupied by the alkali metals. Peak of the curve means crest part of the curve. Crest part of the curve is occupied by alkali metals. What are the alkali metals here? Look at once. Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium like cesium. So crest part of the curve is occupied by alkali metals. That means similar position occupies the elements are having similar properties. So all these are occupying crest part or peak part of the curve. That's why they are having similar properties because they are in similar positions. And after that, if you take, this is ascending part. Do you agree this one or not? This is descending part. This is ascending, upward. Downward means descending. Clear? This ascending part of the curve, you should observe that one. What will be there means, here you observe that this ascending and descending. First of all, I will tell you about descending. Descending part of the curve, what will be there means alkaline earth metals will be there. What it is alkaline earth metals? If you take that one, descending part of the curve, you know that one. What is descending part? Descending part means, once again I will tell you, descending part means downward displacement, that is called descending. Here graph you should observe that this is descending part. Is it clear or not? This is also what is descending part. This is also descending part. This is also descending part. This is also descending part. Descending part of the curve is occupied by which one? Alkaline earth metals. Alkaline earth metals. Have you clear for this? Descending part of the curve is occupied by alkaline earth metals. Which are alkaline earth metals? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium as well as barium. These are in the graph, they occupies descending part. In the same manner, you should observe that one. This upward displacement, this is ascending part. This ascending part, this is ascending part means, I will take another one. This is ascending part. Okay. Okay. Ascending part means this one. This is ascending part. Upward displacement, simply said. This ascending part is occupied by which one? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine and ascending part, iodine. Are you clear here? Ascending part of the curve is occupied by which one? Ascending part is occupied by ascending part of the curve is occupied by halogens. You know that what is halogens? I have given example here. Fluorine, chlorine, bromine and iodine. So peak of the curves is occupied by alkali metals. Descending part of the curve is occupied by alkaline earth metals. Ascending part of the curve is occupied by which one? Alkaline earth metals. Ascending part of the curve is occupied by halogens. And bottom of the curve, This is the bottom or depth of the curve or trough of the curve. What it will be there, you have given name, that is correct. This bottom of the curve is occupied by transition elements. What will be there? Bottom of the curve, what will be there? Transition elements. Bottom of the curve, what will be there? Transition elements. In this transition elements, not only a transition elements, metalloids also there. Metalloids are the occupying bottom of the curve or trough part of the curve. Metalloids as well as transition elements. Once again I repeated, completely focused on the screen. What it is? Lothar-Meyer curves. They are scientists. They made the curve for which one to which one? Atomic volume versus atomic mass. I take an atomic mass on x-axis. I take an atomic volume on y-axis. He plot the graph between the atomic mass and atomic volume. Here they observed what it is means. Every peak of the curve or crest part of the curve is occupied by alkali metals. What are the alkali metals? Lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium as well as cesium. And you should observe descending part of the curve. This is the descending part. This is the descending part. This is also descending part. This descending part of the curve is occupied by alkaline earth metals. What are the alkaline earth metals? Beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium as well as barium. After that you should observe that one very clearly. Ascending part of the curve. This is ascending part, upward displacement. This ascending part of the curve is occupied by halogens. Which are halogens? Fluorine, chlorine, bromine as well as iodine. At last but not least, what will be there? Bottom of the curve or depth of the curve, which is occupied by transition elements. That means trough part of the curve is occupied by transition elements, and what it will be there? Metalloids. And another one, what it is? Metalloids. Metalloids are occupied bottom of the curve. I hope that you can understand this Lothar-Meyer curve. Why this Lothar-Meyer curve was failed? What is the main drawback means? It is impossible to remember the position of all the elements. It is very difficult and impossible to remember of all these elements positions. That's why this one was rejected. I hope that you can understand this one. And we will go to another one. What it is? Mendeleev's periodic table. In the first I said that one, all the earlier classification were made by Dauberniers, Newlands, Mendeleev's, this one. In some books, Mendeleev's means given F. In this place, you have taken that one, W means F will be given according to Russian. That's why we are called Mendeleev or Mendeleev's periodic table. In that one, what will happen means, this Mendeleev also arranged the elements increasing order of their atomic weights. Increasing order of their atomic weights. He also arranged the elements with respect to increasing order of their atomic weights, and he has given periodic law. What is the periodic law means? He simply said the physical properties of the elements as well as chemical properties of the elements, which is mainly based on atomic weights. Which are mainly based on atomic weights. So physical property or chemical properties of the elements which are mainly based on atomic weights, and he has constructed a table for the elements. The first time who has constructed the table means Mendeleev. That's why this periodic table is called short form of the periodic table. Mendeleev periodic table is also called short form of the periodic table. What is the reason means? This is the person first time constructed the table for the elements. Actually in this table you should observe that one, what will be there means, the horizontal rows will be there. These are the horizontal rows. These horizontal rows we are called as periods. We are called what it is? periods. In the same manner, you should observe that one, the vertical columns are there. This is the vertical column. This is also vertical column. If you take another one, extension that one, that is also vertical column. These are considered as groups. These are considered as groups. Periods means what it is? Horizontal rows. Groups means what it is? Vertical columns. In this table, you should observe that one, how many periods are there and as well as how many groups are there. In this table, you should observe that one, periods are 7, groups are 8. 7 periods, that means 7 horizontal rows. 7 horizontal rows. How many groups will be there, Nana? 8. The 8 groups are vertical columns. Rows means always we have focused on left to right. Vertical columns means we are always focused on top to bottom. That's why I have to show like that. Period means horizontal row. That means left to right. Group means vertical column from top to bottom. Total how many elements are there means 63 elements are present in the Mendeleev periodic table. Actually, in this Mendeleev periodic table, have you observed that one, which is mainly based on atomic weights? You should observe the merits. What are the merits in this Mendeleev periodic table? Mendeleev is the great scientist because he predicting the properties of some elements which were not discovered at that time. That's why Mendeleev has foresight to leave some gaps in the periodic table. Have you seen that one? So many gaps will be there. Has foresight to leave some gaps in the periodic table. In that one, especially for 3 elements, what that one? Sorry, 4 elements. What that 4 elements? Eka, boron, as well as Eka, aluminium, as well as Eka, silicon, as well as Eka, manganese. Okay. Mendeleev predicting the properties of some elements which were not discovered at that time, and Mendeleev has foresight to leave some gaps in the periodic table, especially for 4 elements. What that elements? Eka boron, Eka aluminium, Eka silicon, Eka manganese. These 4 elements are later discovered. These 4 elements are later discovered. This Eka boron now we are called as scandium. And Eka aluminium later discovered as we are called gallium. Scandium symbol is S. Second letter is small letter, first letter is capital letter. Gallium, first letter G, second letter is small letter A. And Eka silicon, now we are called, this one is germanium. This name is given due to the Germany country name, germanium. We are simply write GE. GE stands for germanium. According to Mendeleev given name, Eka silicon. And Eka manganese later discovered as, now we are called technetium. Technetium. We are simply write T suffix C. First letter capital letter, second letter you know that, small letter. So Mendeleev has foresight to leave some gaps in the periodic table, especially for 4 elements. What those elements are? Eka boron, Eka aluminium, Eka silicon, as well as Eka manganese. Eka boron later discovered as scandium, Eka aluminium later discovered as gallium, Eka silicon later discovered as germanium, as well as Eka manganese later discovered as technetium. And another important merit what it is of Mendeleev periodic table. Mendeleev corrected the atomic weights of some elements, like if you take the elements beryllium, indium, osmium, iridium, platinum and uranium. He corrected the atomic weights of these elements by using the formula. he corrected the atomic weights of these elements. Before the Mendeleev, what will happen means, I will give some explanation for this. Before the Mendeleev periodic table, MPT stands for Mendeleev periodic table. Before the Mendeleev, what will happen means, beryllium has taken beryllium atomic mass. How much given means 13 will be given. This is the atomic mass. Atomic mass. This is atomic mass. Beryllium valency is considered as a 3. Before the Mendeleev, what I am saying that one, before the Mendeleev, beryllium atomic mass has taken 13, beryllium valency is taken as 3. But Mendeleev, what he said that one, he has taken one formula. What it is? Atomic weight is equals to valency into equivalent weight. Valency into equivalent weight. In this, by using this formula, he find that one beryllium valence is not 3. He considered valence is how much? He has taken as 2. Equivalent weight, how much will be there means 4.5. Then, this is 4.5, Nana. This is 4.5. In atomic weight of beryllium, how much there means? Atomic weight formula, valency into equivalent weight. Atomic weight is equal to valence into equivalent weight. In that formula, beryllium valency is 2 and equivalent weight is 4.5. Obviously, how much value comes? 2 into 4.5 means 9. That means if you take beryllium here, beryllium atomic weight not 13, how much will be there? 9. And valency does not 3. Valency how much? 2. So this is corrected by the, which one? Mendeleev. Mendeleev was corrected the atomic weight of beryllium by using the formula which one? Atomic weight is equal to valency into equivalent weight. Before the Mendeleev, everyone has expected that beryllium atomic weight is 13, valency is 3. After that, it was modified by the which one? Mendeleev. He found that one beryllium atomic weight is 9, valency but not 3. How much will be there? 2. So this is corrected by the formula which one? Atomic weight is equals to valency into equivalent weight. This is the merits of the Mendeleev periodic table. Once again repeated the merits. Mendeleev predicting the properties of some elements which were not discovered at that time. Mendeleev has foresight to leave some gaps in the periodic table, especially for 4 elements: Eka boron, Eka aluminum, Eka silicon, Eka manganese. Eka boron later discovered as scandium. Eka aluminum later discovered as gallium. Eka silicon later discovered as germanium. Eka manganese later discovered as, we know, the technetium. And Mendeleev also corrected the atomic weights of some elements: beryllium, indium, osmium, iridium, platinum, as well as uranium. For understanding for this, one element I have taken beryllium. How he was corrected the atomic weight of beryllium. Before the Mendeleev, what will happen means beryllium atomic weight is considered as a 13, valency is 3. But after the find out the this one is corrected by the Mendeleev, what will happen means he has taken one formula. What the formula is? Atomic weight is equal to valency into equivalent weight. He has taken beryllium valency is not 3, it is 2, and equivalent weight how much will be there means 4.5. If you multiplied both these are, then only we will get atomic weight. 2 into 4.5 how much, Rana? This we will get 9. And it is not having the valency 3, it is valency how much? 2. So beryllium atomic weight is 9, beryllium valency is 2. This is rectified by the Mendeleev. This is modified by the Mendeleev by using that formula. Okay.